What's going on, everybody? It's Steve here, and I was on Facebook recently taking a look at the YNAB group, and I found this comment from Jackie, and I wanted to take an opportunity to explain how I do this. Jackie wants to take $50 out of every paycheck to create a savings equal to 1 month's pay, but she's struggling with how to show that money is unavailable for other things because a transfer in YNAB doesn't require a category. Categories in YNAB are only required when money comes into your life or when money leaves your life. If you're just moving it from one place to another, you can't put a category on it. But there is a way to do what you're trying to do. So I want to show you real quick how I handle that. So let's take a look at my YNAB sample here. What I've done is I've set up a simulation similar to what Jackie's got. I've got my main checking account and I've got a reserve checking account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my main checking account and I'm going to add a deposit today. And it's going to go into inflow ready to assign, and I'm going to make it $1,000. Again, just to keep the math simple. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I don't know why it says deposit T. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to do a transfer of $100 to my reserve checking account. And if you take a look, this is what Jackie's problem is. It still shows $1,000 ready to assign, but you only have $900 and you have $100 in your reserve checking account. So technically you still have the $1,000, but you want to show that $1,000 or $100 is no longer available. So the way I do it, and again, this isn't the only way, this is just the way that I do it. I create a category group called reserve checking account. And then within that reserve checking account, I create a category called next month's income. And I take of the $1,000, I allocate $100 to next month's income. Now, when I'm doing my main budgeting down in here, immediate obligations and so on and so forth, I ignore this because it's hidden. It's under the reserve checking account. And now I only have $900 to allocate to the categories that I need to do. I do this because now what I can do is I can also create another one. Let's say I want to have a reserve checking account that takes into account car payment. Again, this is expanding on what Jackie's problem was, but you can do this. And now I just put another $100. And if you'll notice, now what I've got is I've got a problem because the reserve checking account shows $200 is available, but over here, I only have $100 available in the checking account. So what this tells me is I've allocated money from my main checking account, but I haven't transferred the money. So if I come into here and I do another transfer of $100, and in fact, what I can do is, and I would recommend this, let's do this as next month's, put it in the memo field, income, and then let's make this car payment. Now, if I take a look at my plan, I see I have $200 in my reserve checking account, which matches this. And then of that $200, $100 is allocated for this, $100 is allocated for next month's income. And I only have $800 left to spend. So that's how I handle it. It's not the only way, but it's a way that makes sense for me. And then every month when I'm checking my account balances, I take a look and make sure that what the plan says is in my reserve checking account is what my statement says is in my reserve checking account. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes some sense. Let me know your comments below if there's another way that you handle it, or if you have another question about YNAB, about how to do something. I've been using it for a long time, so I've figured out a lot of ways to get things done. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later. God bless.